So I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. I really don't want to have to go through the review again. And I don't want to like do a re-recording like I normally do because I fucked up. I didn't fuck it, I'll just do the re-recording. So I read, let me get my iPad out for this, Grant Morrison's Seven Soldiers. This one was a doozy, we'll say. So the lead up for Seven Soldiers was let me take a screenshot of this page. Let me go on to the, where is it? Here it is. Like the prelude, what you need to read before Seven Soldiers, is Leading Comics issues 1 to 14. Leading Comics came out in 1942 or 1943. Every issue is 50 or 60 pages long. And because this is a comic from the 40s, it is very heavy with the narration. So it took most of this spring break, this 2-week spring break, to get through it. And for that, I came around to enjoying it, even though it was the same thing every single fucking time. It would have been this bad guy gets a bunch of other bad guys to do something, and then if you get the Seven Soldiers, which are the Vigilante. I only know like two of these people, by the way. Vigilante, Shining Knight, Star Spangled Kid, Stripesy, Wing, Crimson Avenger, Green Arrow, and Speedy. I only know Green Arrow and Speedy. I haven't heard of the others before. And then they would just split up and take down each of the bad guys and go back together again and defeat the main bad guy. I eventually got around to liking it, but I was just like, Wing. Oh God, Wing. He is I believe he is Chinese, based off something he said in one of the comics. But he speaks extremely broken English, like stereotypical broken English. It's like Winga no speak the English, Mr. Crimson. Which that got quite annoying. I don't know why I had to read 14 issues when I could have just read one, really. It's just to understand the actual event. And then after that, you got JLA Classified issues 1 to 3. I don't understand why I had to read those. And then you had Grant Morrison's Seven Soldiers, because he decided to reboot a 60-year-old series. Excuse me, a 60-year-old series that wasn't that good. Excuse me. I don't know why I say excuse me, these are hiccups. So the way that his Seven Soldiers worked was that he wanted to make... You want to make a crossover that wasn't direct. So you have Seven Soldiers issue 0, which I don't remember much from that. It didn't really make sense to me. Then you read Shining Knight number 1, Guardian number 1, Satana number 1, Clarion number 1, Shining Knight 2, and then so on. And each soldier has their own 4-issue miniseries that interconnects. They're very subtle, and the way that they introduced it, like there's a paragraph at the end of each issue where it's like it's basically acting like Grant Morrison is the only person that has the ability to pull this off, when any writer could have done it. Fuck, I could have done it. Like it's not special at all. It still is enjoyable for the most part. I wasn't a fan of Shining Knight. Or Mr. Miracle, but the others were good. And then you have Seven Soldiers 1 where they come together in bits and pieces, but not at the end. It's not complete, and that's fine. But just I like the fact that people treat Grant Morrison like he's this fantastic writer when he's nothing special. Like it, with him, we'll say Jeff Johns, Scott Snyder, etc. People seem to treat Grant like he's better than Scott and Jeff when he isn't. He's average, like he's the same as those two, quality wise. And I feel like what happened was that he got famous doing something, let's just say Doom Patrol. Then he started doing more complicated things, and because people like them, sort of fan base, and yeah, people who simped for him basically, where they'll read something of his, and we'll take Seven Soldiers for example, and they don't understand Seven Soldiers, but because it's Grant Morrison, they'll say, "Oh yeah, Grant Morrison is such a genius. He struck again with his complex genius in this," when they just don't understand. And I feel like he's just putting shit on the wall and seeing what sticks. And honestly, it does remind me of how English teachers praise authors of shit books like The Road, Handmaid's Tale, and Scarlet Letter. So I had to read this and lead up for a comic that was part of the road to this comic. Next up is another thing which I'm currently on the road for that, and this one's going to take a fucking long time. I might not get it done. I don't like to do one review 10 videos. That's why I was going to wait for today to do the Newfoundland Borderlands beginning slash give up review and the those final DLC review for Wellspring Worlds. I just read them yesterday because of what happened at the end of Wellspring Worlds. Also, I kind of already looked at the cast for this because I don't know why, but it was well, I'll just how you see it. The Northman, universally positive ratings, directed by what's the guy's name, Robert Eggers, or Eggers, how to pronounce his name? Yeah, I should say. I have not seen any of his films before, but I do plan on seeing The Lighthouse and The Witch. I watched it on Sky Cinema. Anya Taylor-Joy, Alexander Skarsgård, Bjork, Nicole Kidman, Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe. And here's where it gets fucking ridiculous. Jack Nicholson does not appear in The Northman. Matt Mikkelsen also does not appear in The Northman. I assume that they just put Matt Mikkelsen in here because, oh, he's a Norse actor. But Jack Nicholson, why? I assume Jack Nicholson appeared in some Viking film decades ago. Because that's the only thing that makes sense to me. And especially with someone who is coming up in this cast. I see there he is, fucking Kirk Douglas. Who, I was thinking, like, what the fuck, man? Kirk Douglas died decades ago. No. Kirk Douglas died in 2020. At the age of 103. My god. Shelley Duvall, we put Jack Nicholson in there, but might as well put in his wife from The Shining. Even though I don't think she's acted since The Shining, or maybe that's the boy. Winona Ryder as well. No. Winona Ryder does not appear in the film. I can't breathe. I'm sorry.
Janet Leigh, fucking the girl from Psycho. She's definitely dead a long time. Just the fucking girl from Psycho. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis's mom died 18 years before the film came out. You know, it's not like a fucking Richard Linklater film where they spend that long making it. No, it was all made within the last couple of years. I mean, fucking 2004. Anya Taylor-Joy would have been 8 when she died. Yeah, oh. I think the cast from Antonio Banderas onwards is all new to me. Well, it could be people I don't know. Fiona Allen actually sounds good for me. Fucking, isn't that the kid from The Shining? Yeah. The man's not acted since The Shining. Let's look at his films. Well, I think he's credited as something else in Doctor Sleep. I don't think he actually starred in it, and he definitely wasn't Danny. Ewan McGregor played Danny.
It could have just been a cameo. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, Danny Lloyd has definitely not acted since The Shining, at least not fully. Obviously, you see that you have like behind the scenes and documentaries and shit. But no actual, nothing outside of The Shining.
I don't understand. What the fuck? Why are they putting the cast from The Shining and the cast from The Northman when no fucking cast member from The Shining appears in The Northman? It does not make sense. So, I got quite excited for the film, mostly because of Valhalla. And also, I came out of Operation Mincemeat, that terrible film that my dad dragged me through last year. I came out of that, and then I heard about this. I was like, yeah, this is, no matter what, this is definitely going to be better than Operation Mincemeat. And then, like, fucking Paul was talking to someone about films, and he was like, there were only 2 good films released in 2022. Top Gun 2 and The Northman.
I think he's only seen 3 films in 2022. Those 2 and The Batman. Even though he doesn't fucking like superhero films.
Well, I'm not surprised that he said that. Although, I mean, other than those 2 films, there were genuinely good films that aren't superhero films, like Bullet Train. Sorry, I forgot I was going with this. I wasn't surprised, but then when I actually watched the film, I was surprised because of thinking, why the fuck does Paul like this? This does not seem like the kind of thing that Paul likes. This is too weird for Paul's tastes. At least I thought it would be. And as for my opinion, there are a lot of scenes that I'm not a fan of because it's just unnecessary or too slow or something like that. But overall, I did really enjoy the film. It was really good.